Our democracies have been built on fair elections. If changing governments is not possible by design, can we talk about real democracies? Let's ask our experts for more details.
Shall we start?
But in Russia, ask officials about democracy and elections.
В любом государстве, наверное, у вас есть установленные законом ограничения для отдельных категорий граждан, в том числе по участию в выборах. Наши ограничения, они просто в интересах общества и государства. Демократия – это не абсолютная свобода. Да? Демократия – это все-таки определенный порядок и определенные процедуры. С этой точки зрения я могу сказать о том, что у нас абсолютно демократические выборы и даже, может быть, где-то более демократичны, чем в других государствах.
Unfortunately, we see some similarities not only between the legal systems and the election systems, maybe in Hungary and Russia, but also the narratives and the communication that the governments use to defend the shining democracies in our countries. What I think we saw in this video is an element of the Russian election system. They restrict the ability to participate in the elections, and of course it's a core element of democracy to be able to vote and to be able to stand for election. It's very, very important. When the government gets to decide whether you are, eligible to run at an election, whether you are a threat to society or not, is another thing. So to see democracy as only an order and procedure thing, it's, I think, an oversimplification of democracy and something which the Russian government, tries to communicate in order to defend their own position and their own actions.
Arról van szó, hogy nem mindegy, mennyivel nyert a nyertes. Példánkban elég lett volna a győzelemhez 15.001 voks. De mivel az első helyezett 20.000-et szerzett, ezért az ő pártja megkapja azt a 4.999 plusz szavazatot is, ami nem kellett az egyéni győzelemhez.
So there is a lot of discussion around the new Hungarian election system, which Fidesz introduced shortly after they came to power in 2010, which means that the winners get the surplus votes that they received, which makes the biggest party's position even more favorable during election, which is of course right now Fidesz. I think it's not really democratic. If you think about the purpose of votes. When you vote, your purpose is to have an effect on the outcome of the elections, and those votes, the aim of those votes is to get the winner elected, which happened. So you don't need to compensate those who already voted for the winning candidate.
Democracy has declined arguably even faster than it has in the United States. During this past generation of neoliberal policies, there has been a global assault on democracy. No matter who gets elected in a European country, whether it's communists, fascists, anybody else, the policies remain the same. And the reason is they're all set in Brussels by the bureaucracy, and the citizens of the national states have no role in this.
Well, it's a very, very complicated question. I don't think that electing fascists or liberals is the same. So I want to believe that will make a difference when we elect our European leaders and national leaders as well. However, it's true that following the formation of European policies are quite difficult, and although national voters have a say in electing MEPs, we don't have a lot of connection with European parties. Of course, those who pay attention know whether, I don't know, Fidesz is part or was part of the EPP, or Momentum is part of the ALDE and the Renew Group and so on, but those are not meaningful things, unfortunately, for a Hungarian citizen, and it should be more relatable. So I think it's a problem, because democratic elections are very important to focus on certain issues, to have a public debate. Ordinary citizens pay the most attention to our common problems, and when we don't talk about European problems in a European election campaign is, I think, a problem, and makes people care less about the European Union and care more about our Hungarian government or the local government and so on. And in 2024, when we will have the next European parliamentary elections, the government announced that the local elections will be held on the same day. So I think it's problematic, also from the local government point of view, also from a European point of view, because the attention will be naturally divided